My name is Willie. I'm a World War II veteran, and on a quiet afternoon in my hometown, long after I thought my battles were over, I was struck down by a distracted driver on their cell phone. That moment changed everything. I died on that road, and I met Jesus. I was born in the 1920s and came of age in a time when the whole world was on fire. I wore the uniform of the United States Army, marched through the mud of Europe, and saw things a young man should never have to see. I fought for freedom, but I carried scars, not just in my body, but in my soul. I came home from the war, married my sweetheart, and built a life. I worked as a machinist for 40 years, raised 3 children, and buried the love of my life when cancer claimed her too soon. Through it all, I tried to keep my faith steady, though there were nights when the memories of battle and the sight of friends lost made prayer feel like talking into fog. At my age, I was well into my 90s. I thought my journey was almost over. My body was frail, my steps slow, but my heart still clung to life. I didn't expect the end to come the way it did. It was an ordinary day. I was crossing a small street after leaving the diner where I liked to sip black coffee and swap stories with old friends. I heard the faint hum of a car engine, but I didn't think much of it. Then, a screech, a flash of metal, and a crushing force slammed into me. Pain exploded through my body. My cane flew from my hand. My ribs felt like they shattered into glass. The world tilted. My last thought was strangely simple. So this is how it ends. The sound of the car horn and the gasp of bystanders faded. My vision blurred to black. And then silence. When my eyes opened again, I was no longer lying broken on the pavement. I was standing above the scene, whole, watching the commotion. People were gathering. A woman knelt beside me, shouting for help. The driver, tears streaming, kept saying, "I didn't see him. I didn't see him." But I wasn't angry. For the first time since my youth, I felt weightless, free. I looked down and realized I was no longer confined to that weak old frame. My body was there, but I was not. A light appeared in the distance, brighter than the noonday sun, yet soft and warm. It pulled me in like a tide. I walked, or maybe floated, toward the light. And then I saw him, Jesus. He stood radiant, clothed in light, his eyes like flames, yet filled with indescribable gentleness. When he looked at me, it was as if he knew every detail of my life. The boy from the farm, the soldier in the trenches, the father at the dinner table, the old man hit by a car. He called me by name. "Willie, my son, I've been with you through it all." My knees buckled. A lifetime of pain, war, regret, and striving melted in his presence. I wept like a child. With a wave of his hand, my life unfolded around me. I saw myself as a boy laughing in the fields. I saw the faces of men who fought beside me in the war, some who died in my arms. I saw the years of anger, the bottles I turned to for comfort, the nights I sat alone with my memories. But I also saw the moments of kindness, giving a neighbor food, holding my newborn daughter, praying under my breath in the foxholes. Jesus whispered, "Not one moment was hidden from me. Even in the war, I was there. Even in your silence, I was near." I felt no condemnation, only love. Even in the darkest memories, his mercy shone through. As Jesus held my gaze, the light around us shifted, and suddenly, I was standing in what looked like a living vision. It was as if he pulled back a veil, letting me see things yet to come. First, I saw people everywhere with their heads bowed, not in reverence, not in prayer, but bent toward glowing screens clutched in their hands. Families sat together yet apart, each one trapped in their own little world of distraction. The air was thick with noise, arguments, and voices shouting over each other, yet no one could hear the still, small voice of God. My heart broke. Jesus turned to me and said, "The world has learned to bow, but not to me. Their hearts are consumed by distraction, and few are listening." Then, in an instant, the scene changed. I was back in war, but not the war I knew in the 1940s. This was global, far-reaching, with weapons so fierce I could hardly comprehend them. Skies lit with fire, cities torn apart, soldiers marching not just in one place, but across continents. The terror I had felt as a young man returned, but multiplied beyond measure. My knees trembled. Jesus spoke again. "War still lives in the heart of man? What you saw in Europe was only the beginning. Yet even in this chaos, I will raise up peacemakers who shine in the darkness." Before I could even catch my breath, another vision enveloped me. This time, I saw people of every color, every nation standing together in one massive gathering. Their voices rose in unison, singing praise to the Lamb. The air itself vibrated with worship, and the tears on their faces shone like diamonds in the light of His glory. I felt a wave of hope wash over me so powerful that it brought me to my knees. Jesus looked upon the multitude and then turned to me. "The end will come, Willie, but so will the harvest. I am redeeming the broken world you once fought for. What you saw in war, I will transform in glory." The visions faded, but the weight of them stayed heavy on my soul. I looked at Jesus, tears streaming. "Please, Lord, let me stay. I am tired. I have fought long enough." But He placed His hand on my shoulder, strong yet gentle. "Willie, there is one more story for you to tell. Go back. Tell them what you've seen. Tell them I am coming soon." Before I could protest, the light faded. I gasped. Pain ripped through my chest as paramedics shouted over me, "We got him back!" My eyes fluttered open. I saw the faces of strangers, shocked that a man my age had returned. My body hurt, but my spirit burned. I lived only a short while after that day, months, not years. But every word I spoke with urgency. I told my children, my grandchildren, anyone who would listen, Jesus is real, heaven is real, His return is nearer than we think, and His love is deeper than we can ever measure. When the end finally came, I was not afraid, because I had already seen the one who waits on the other side, and He called me by name.